Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today, as you can see, I have a haul video for you. That doesn't include my phone, that's just hiding my address. And as you can probably see from the tape, it is a Stampin' Up haul video. This is from the new annual catalogue launch. I was a little bit longer this time making my order because I was waiting for one of the inks to come back into stock, and then I actually messaged my representative or demonstrator or whatever you want to call her. She's just lovely, that's what I want to call her. And it turns out that that particular colour, I think it was something posy, I'll know when I go inside, they'd had a problem and it wasn't available at this time. I don't know if that's across the board, like as in all countries, but certainly here in the UK. So I then placed the order. So apologies that it wasn't a little bit more prompter when the catalogue launched. And obviously this is just me placing my own order. As always with these haul videos, this is from my own funds. So you know, I have to be cautious on what I get, and because, you know, I can't spend a fortune, sadly. I wished I could. So I try to get like all the new colours in particular, and then a few new stamps. I think I also got a couple of the older stamps as well that I'd been waiting to get, and I thought, well, I don't want to just order them on their own, I'll wait till I put in the bigger order. So I hope you enjoy, and let's take a look. I haven't even looked in this yet. You'll see that, look, even the packaging's not even been moved. So I'm going to pop the box to one side and then I'll just sort of move things across as we get to it. Okay, so in no particular order, literally just as I grab them out of the box. So here is the first one. This has a whole collection with it. This is part of, you know, they do like these sort of collections, and this is part of one of them, and I just got the stamps for this, but it has like the papers, and I think this has dies with it, etc. But as I say, I just got the stamps. This is photopolymer, and originally I wasn't planning on getting this one, but I actually really liked it when I saw some examples. I liked how the layers worked for it, and I just thought, yeah, let's give it a go and see how it works. So that's called Royal Peacock. Okay, so seem to be all the stamps are kind of on the top, so we'll probably end up going through the stamps first. I just love this. I think it's really unusual that people get horses right when they draw them, and so to find some that I felt looked really good, I thought I just couldn't resist that. And I feel like that this would be really cool cards for a lot of people. Obviously your young girls that just love horses, but actually there's a lot of just any age, I guess, that just have horses and, you know, and love horses, so that would make a really good card for them as well. And it's got some really nice sentiments on there, and this is called Let It Ride, and this is actually your red rubber, so that's that one. And then this is definitely an older stamp set. I say older, like, you know, last year's collection. And this actually I've been wanting for ages, because my demonstrator Michelle sent me a card, as they do, with this stamp set being used, and I just thought it looked so nice. And what I liked about it is because I was really wanting some stamp sets kind of like this, where you could use your coloured inks just to stamp, but it created a really fun look. But this is called Abstract Impressions. This one is photopolymer, and you've got two sheets for that, but they'll fit in there perfectly fine when you stick them on the back there. And again, you've got some lovely sentiments as well. And these layer, so you can do them just as they are, like just that, or you can layer those in, or I guess you could use those layers on their own, and same with that. Then the next one I've got, which is the one I was just saying that I think would also work really well with just using your coloured inks, which is something that I thought was really fun to do, is this Dino Days. And I don't really normally get stuff like this, but I just thought it was kind of fun, and for boys' cards, and actually for the girls too. I mean, you could do this, and that's what I thought was really fun. Obviously you're being a little stereotypical, but I was about to say was, you know, you could obviously do it in girly colours, but maybe that's slightly stereotypical, but I guess you can make the concept feminine as opposed to a more masculine style, and this would work for both kinds. And this is also photopolymer. Okay, so the next thing that I got was these two here. It's a set, although now they don't do all of the things that go together as a set. There are some as bundles, but some as not. I can't remember if this was a bundle or not, to be honest, but nevertheless I bought them as a set. So you've got Tropical Chic stamp set, and I have been wanting this for ages. I've seen so many cards. And then the Tropical Thinlits dies. So this is obviously like your tropical leaves and all of that, and I was surprised. I really liked it when I saw it, but I was like, oh gosh, but what would you do with it? But I was surprised just how many cards. As I say, every time I was seeing a card I was like, oh, I love that. And it was always this set. So again, this is your red rubber stamps again, and also with this stickies to go on the back of them. So really nice deep etched stamps on there. And then the dies, these are stuck on. So what you've got is your little piece of thing here. Now some of these from Sizzix, like if you've got the Tim Holtz ones, it would have a image on the front, which I think is really cool. I wish they would do this, but they don't, but at least we know what they are. Then what I do is this, when I take them off the card, is I replace the card and I stick a piece of magnetic on, and then I just pop that back in and into its packaging, and it's perfect, and it's got its name on it and everything, so there's literally nothing to do. And there it is. So that die set obviously goes with this, so you could, you know, use the two together as well. By the looks of it, the outer part of that leaf will cut around the outside of these as well, same with that flower, etc. And then obviously you've got that extra piece as well. So really cool set, I love it, I can't wait to start using it. So next we've got another set called Praiseworthy Prose. I believe this was as a bundle, and for this you get your like little sentiments. Maybe you can see that better, there we go. With kind of like a dictionary description, but kind of like Bundle of Joy is a newborn baby, but so they kind of made their own version of a description for the dictionary. Again, this is red rubber, very nice. And then this goes, and this again, this inspired really by some of the examples that I saw in the catalogue. I was like, yeah, that's a really cool idea. And this goes with this die set. This is a really nice, slightly different kind of feel to the other packaging. Really nice. Anyway, it goes with these dies, which are complete alphabet. And the things that they did with it, the ideas that they created were really, really cool, and I really liked it. But I also like the idea of just having a whole alphabet of a really nice script. So if you didn't want this, you can get this on its own, and vice versa. With all of the bundles, you can get them individually. This is going to be definitely one of those that I'm going to need to put on a magnetic sheet with all these different letters, and there's like also sort of exclamation mark, commas, ampersand, hashtags, etc. So there's all sorts of little extras as well, which is kind of cool. The other stamp set I got was this gorgeous one called Beautiful Friendship. Again, following on with that theme of having something that I can stamp just using my coloured inks, plus the fact that I think it's absolutely gorgeous. This is photopolymer, so nice and easy to see what you're stamping. Great. And then some beautiful sentiments as well. So I think this would work really well for men and for women actually. I know we tend to think of flowers for women, but I think, you know, there are a lot of men gardeners out there, and I think flowers are generally quite generic, and I think you could make it work really well for a men's card as well as a ladies card. So I just thought this was a gorgeous, gorgeous stamp set. Okay, I have no idea what this is going to be. Oh, it says on the front. Oh, okay. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let you see. This is a tin. And this again is part of one of the collections. I think it's called Bird Ballad, the collection, and I really like the stamps, and I actually originally I put like there's like a bundle that you can get that has this, the stamps and the dies, and I'm not sure, there might have been something else as well in the bundle, and I was so tempted to get that, but I just couldn't run to that and everything else. So I thought, well, I'll leave the dies and the stamps for now because I can always get those later. But I just loved these. I didn't actually realise it came in this fabulous tin, so this is going to be really cool for later. This is called Bird Ballad Laser Cut Cards and Tin. So we're going to have to open this because we're not going to be able to see what they are otherwise. Yes, so we've got some beautiful envelopes. Actually, look, I don't know if you can see that. Isn't that gorgeous? So we've got 11, 12, yeah, I counted 13 the first time. So that's 12, and so presumably 12 cards as well. And there, look, can you see these? I'll have to do this so you can really catch it. Isn't that absolutely stunning? And you can, of course, just cut this back off as well, so you don't have to use it on this card. You could, but isn't that absolutely beautiful? So I don't know if they're all the same. Yeah, they're all the same. So you've got 12 the same, but I just saw, again, I saw so many beautiful things being made with those, and I thought, gosh, what is that they're using? And then I realized that that's what it was. Okay, so now we're looking at the products that are the in colors for 2019-2021. Just to say, I ordered the right markers in the colors, annual colors, but they have not arrived there on back orders. Just to say, I also ordered the Whisper White in thick. I absolutely love this thick cardstock. It is really, really good. So here we are with the colours for, as I say, 2019-2021. There we go. Aren't they absolutely beautiful? So we've got Rococo Rose, Terracotta Tile, upside down, Purple Posy, that's the one that's missing in the ink, which is really sad because that's so beautiful, Seaside Spray, and Pretty Peacock. And then we've got the ink pads to match, except for Purple Posy, of course, sadly. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to open up these 4 ink pads and we'll have a little stamp and see what they come out like, because there's nothing like seeing them in life, is there? Okay, so I've taken them all out of the packets. I've also stuck the stickers on the ends of 3. I thought I'd show you, if you were new to it, what actually that is all about. So when you get your ink pads, this is on the new ones and on the old design, on the back you get labels. So you get 4, you get obviously the different languages. The top one is English, so that's obviously relevant to me. You just want to pop your nail so that you pick up the edge of it, or a little scissor, peel it off, and then you want to go on the end that looks like that, not the one with a little dent. And you want to make sure that the bottom of your letters are there and the top of your letters are that side, so it's that way up. And then you're just going to take your sticker, each end, and stick it on the bottom part, so underneath that line. Can you just see there's a line there where the stamp pad separates? And you want to just get it on the bottom there, under that line. And then when you pop it in the storage, or your own storage, and then you can keep it like that, and you'll be able to see exactly what colours are. Not only the actual colour, but I mean, it's an approximation obviously, but also the name of it, so that makes it a lot simpler to find things. Okay, so let's now have a little play with the actual stamping just to see what the colours look like. Okay, the other thing I was going to show you, because if you're new you might not know, is how to open this. So basically with the new ones, you literally, it's a bit hard when they are new, you just click it upwards where that little dent is, turn it over and push it back in. So that's really easy to open once. Oh, that one's better, look. I was going to say once they're not new, they tend to be easier as well, but that one was obviously a little bit simpler. and it does make it, I think these are a lot better than the old ones, because the old ones I used to get covered in the ink, and I'm sure that was partly me because I saw other people doing it and they never got covered, but this definitely works better for me. I'm not covered in ink, which is, you probably know, is quite rare. Just got a stamp from the stamp set Work of Art, and I thought we would just work our way through and stamp. So we're starting off with, I've turned these all the wrong way around, Seaside Spray. And don't forget as well, they're always much darker when you first get them, and so as you use them they will lighten down. What I tend to do quite often on the first time is I will double stamp it, so you can get a much more delicate look. And if you want that colour the first time, if you use your stamp pad, if you've got a Stampin' Up stamp pad, you can stamp off and then stamp onto the item that you actually want to do the stamping for. So let's go to Rococo Rose next, because I'm trying to go up in darkness just so that it makes it easier. And again, let's stamp twice. 1, 2, I just learnt in the stamp pad, and you can see actually the difference it really makes. That's very dark and that suddenly becomes really pale and pastel. It's really pretty, both of them, but I think that you can really see it does make a big difference. And let's do Terracotta Tile next, because I suspect Pretty Peacock is going to be our darkest colour. 1, 2, and again it works beautifully as a second stamp. So that's the third one. And now Pretty Peacock. This is going to be super dark, I think. I'm going to go here and then here. And sadly, of course, we don't have Posy, Purple Posy, which I think is such a shame. I really hope they get that sorted, because looking at this collection, this is one of my favourite collections over the last couple of years, I think, because it's just so pretty. I have to say I liked, but I wasn't like loving last year's one. This one I'm really liking the colours. So there we go. So I think it really shows as well. And the other thing is, obviously, as your stamp pad gets older, you're going to get something between these two. It's going to gradually, as it gets a little bit older, you've used the ink, you're going to find that it gets down to this. And of course, that's why they sell the bottles of ink that you can re-ink your stamp pads as they get old, if they're really, and that's the thing to do as well if you're in love with any of these colours while they're still available, because they're only a limited edition colour. Definitely make sure you get the re-inkers of any colours you really love. So that's those. So that is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at these with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.